This wall right here used to be my growing station for the last 2 years, but now Lola's cage is here. So I'm gonna move out to the garage. All that is gonna be removed. I'm gonna leave this cabinet right here because this cabinet I can store some of my vegetables. Oh my goodness, check this out guys. I thought it was a nail and it's a screw. No, not good. I'm gonna call my husband. Ta-da! I finished painting my garage. Now I have my new growing station ready for planting my seeds. I'm gonna explain to you and I'm gonna answer some of your questions about planting seeds. But as you see, there's a lot of space on that wall and I still have all this space here to put my car in when it's snow because we have a lot of snow here in the mountain. Here, I have it all empty for putting all my tools for gardening and my fertilizers. It's a great space. So today I'm gonna start my seeds. It's the end of January. I'm gonna go with the first question to answer. Okay, most people ask when to start my seeds. Well, that's a very difficult question to answer because we all have different growing climates and we all have grown different plants. And also plants like to grow in different times of the year. So the best way to know that is to go to Google and type your zip code. Google will give you a calendar by your region when to plant your crops. So that's question number one. Question number two will be spacing. That's very important. You need to know or have an idea how much space you have before planting or growing your seeds. Because, for example, brassicas like cauliflower, broccoli, they need a lot of space. You need to space them more because they grow so big. It's not like an onion or a carrot that just need a little space. So spacing is very important, and also to choose the crops that you like to eat. You don't want to end up planting other things that you're not going to eat because that's a waste of money, time, and effort. What's the beginner seeds to start recommendation? Okay, I'll say herbs, greens, and root crops. Okay, let me show you. In this tray, I'm gonna plant all greens. That's lettuces and kale. They're gonna grow through all the winter. I can cut them, use them, and they're gonna grow back. That's amazing. I do that every winter, and I have fresh greens. The other recommendation will be the herbs. Herbs like cilantro, parsley, oregano, rosemary, basil. Those are my favorite ones. I use them every year, a lot for cooking and in my salads. They taste delicious. There's nothing like organic food. And root crops, guys. Potatoes, beets, carrots, and radishes. Radishes is the easiest crop to grow, in my opinion. Okay, so if you're a first timer, just plant radishes, and in 4 weeks, you're gonna have radish in the ground. Now, they don't like to be transplanted. Root crops don't like to be transplanted. That's the main thing. So you wait until your soil outside is warm enough, like in the 60s, and then you can plant those. But don't try to do it indoors because most of the time they die. They don't like to be transplanted, but they're really easy to grow. Okay guys, next question will be, should I start my starting seeds in a tray or in a pot? Well, I'll start by saying that trays are very space efficient, okay? You have to put a lot of plants here, and here you're gonna only be able to put one plant. Also, you have to wait longer in a pot to reuse it. And with these trays, you can succession plants. You can transplant them faster, and also you can bottle water, which I'm gonna talk about in a minute. Next question will be, do you store all your seeds indoors or direct seed? That's a great question. Well, the ideal will be to store all your seeds outdoor. But if you live in a short season region, like I do, in order to grow some plants, you need to store seeds indoors, like peppers. Peppers will take almost 4 months to grow inside, and then you're gonna have a plant like this size, and they'll be able to be transplanted outside. I don't have enough time outside with all that snow. I only have 4 months of growing season. So I need to make sure, if I wanna grow peppers and eggplants, for example, to start the seeds indoors. Another question will be, if you store your seeds indoors, how long you keep them indoors? Well, all depends on the plant, okay? If you grow, for example, brassicas like cabbage, broccoli, kale, all that will grow really fast. Only take 3 to 4 weeks to be ready to be transplanted outside. Also, cucumbers, zucchini, squash, pumpkins, all that grows really fast. So you don't want to keep them indoors for more than a month, or they're gonna kind of die, because they need to be transplanted to a bigger area to establish well and grow healthy. You haven't seen me talking about tomatoes or cucumbers or pumpkins or squash yet, because they're gonna need not much time to grow. The tomatoes and cucumbers I usually plant 8 to 12 weeks before going outside, because one year what happened is that I planted my tomatoes in January, and I ended up transplanting my tomato 3 times indoors before taking them outside, and those plants were weak compared to the other ones that I planted later on, and I transplanted them on the right time. Next question will be grow lights. Well, I got all these 8 lights at Amazon for $54. They're LED lights. I end up thinking that those are the best lights you can get, because you save so much energy. They're very light. These ones are 1500 lumens. Lumens are the brightness of the light, like the brightness of the sun, and they work only with 16 watts. The lower the watts, the less energy you consume, so it'll be less expensive. Okay, I invented this actually with my husband. We put this here, that way I can move them up and down with this. See? Because when you plant your seeds, you want the light to be really close to the cell, and when the plants start sprouting, you can start moving the light up accordingly to the size of the plant. But yeah, it's very simple, as you see, and that's a method you can use as well. But yeah, LED lights, 1500 lumens, that's all you need, and 16 watts. That way you save money on energy. Now, how long you keep the lights on? Well, when I plant my seeds, I keep them on all the time, 24 hours a day, until those little seeds start sprouting. Once I see the little plants starting to come out, I also leave them on for the first 2 to 3 weeks, and then I change to leave them on for 12 hours and turn it off at night. When the plant gets bigger and established, then I change to 8 hours a day. Some people use timers. I don't use timers. I like to check on my plants every day and different times of the day. So that's an option. Something else, plants need some type of airflow to grow nice and strong. That's the way they grow in nature. So if you grow your plant in a confined area, make sure to use a fan. A fan will be an option, like in the greenhouses where they have those big fans. Or you can grow them close to a window and open the window from time to time. In my case, this is a garage, so the garage door will be open every day, so the air will blow in and it'll get to my plants every day, so that's not a problem. But that's very important. That way your plants won't get leggy and weak. Next question will be watering. Most people kill their plants by overwatering, especially indoors. So this is a great idea to use cells for growing your plants, your seedlings, because you can bottom water. You just add the water there. The water will filter through those little holes and will stay moist. You don't want to overwater. You want to when you have the seeds, you want them to stay moist all the time. That way that seed will germinate. But after you see a little plant, you want to give them some time to dry up. Not too much, but dry up a little bit before adding water again. You don't want them to be all full of water all the time, because it'll get moldy and it will get fungi. One thing that help with that will be sprinkling a little bit of cinnamon dust. That helps, but you can easily avoid that, but not watering all the time. Soil, what can I say about soil? Well, any kind of soil will do to sow your seeds. It doesn't have to be a fertilized soil. I got these two examples here. Okay, your seed will come genetically with all the nutrients that the plant will need to germinate and grow for the first month. So you don't need to add any fertilizer to your little plant, or none to your seeds, okay? That's very important. A lot of people kill their plants for over-fertilizing. So I recommend any kind of soil except soil from your garden outside. Try not to bring soil from outside indoors, because what happens is that soil has microbacteria that it doesn't have their natural enemies indoors, and then it will reproduce indoors to the point that will kill your plant. So that's why I don't recommend that soil from outside. That's the only reason. Another question will be how many seeds you plant per cell. Well, the general rule will be 2 to 3 seeds per cell. Okay, like in this case, these are peppers. I can put one here and one here, cover them up a little bit, and that's it. That will guarantee the germination rate. So if you plant 2 or 3 seeds, you're gonna have a germination no matter what. And then you can thin them out later and choose the best one to grow. Well, these are some of the seed starting questions that I collect for you guys to help you in the process of doing it. I hope you learned something new, and I hope you get excited about it and do it this year, at least if it's your first time. This is something that has been my passion and my medication since I started with planting seeds and growing flowers and fruits and vegetables here together with the rest of the things in the farm. We're living in a very stressful times, and this is a way to escape and get closer to nature. And I recommend from the bottom of my heart to everybody that are willing to start doing it. I remember the first seed that I planted was a sunflower seed. I planted it like almost a foot deep down in the ground. Of course, it never grew back because it was too deep. But there's always a start, and you don't have to know everything in order to do it. Experience and time will give you all that knowledge that you need. So don't worry about it and just do it. See you in my next episode. Bye.